Hi everyone. This this is our oil pepper day. We're going to show all the steps to make through this process. We're going to have the recipe. Mom has the recipe typed out. We'll show you these pictures, the steps, and if you do it all correct, you'll have a successful harvest. It's a 3-day process, and it needs to be done in a timely fashion. The timing is important as far as the soaking and putting them back in the jars. We have 1 bushel of the peppers. We like the colored peppers because it makes a nicer presentation. You can use all green if you can't wait in the time period to get some of the colored peppers, but we generally do. These are some of the items that you need. First and foremost, you have to have rubber gloves because you will burn your hands, and if you would happen to touch your eyes, they will burn. You need a processor, which helps make the cutting up of the peppers more uniform and a lot easier. Peppers are usually pretty clean, but if there's a leaf or something stuck on them or dirt, that's the process we're doing right now, is getting the peppers clean. This is for the garlic, and we always try to do this the day before. Now, as far as the amounts, for a bushel, we should use 5 to 6 big garlic bulbs, but if they're small bulbs, you can go ahead and use 7 or 8. And this is the process for cleaning. You have to take all of the skin coating off, and Mama's showing you how to peel them. And you can see we already had a bowl. Mom and I did the process of them last night.
And if you're doing a lot of garlic, which you will be, it's better to wear gloves because after a while your hands will start to burn with these.
Okay, this is the process, cutting the top off and cutting the tip off and you're taking the membrane out. This is the next step. And we have all our helpers here, Val and Teresa, and Courtney's the videographer.
Sometimes if you roll it a little bit, it helps break that.
Hang on.
You don't have to worry about all these pepper seeds inside the peppers because we like seeds sometimes.
That helps keep a little bit of heat too. This is how we slice the pepper. After we ground up all the garlic, Mom mixed up all the peppers and the garlic so that it's all mixed up. And then we're just looking for big pieces coming through the processor, and she's cutting them up into smaller pieces. Okay, here we go. We're making the mixture. We start with a half a gallon of apple cider vinegar. And then after the vinegar, you go half a gallon of water. Then we put in the sugar. And put a little in for good luck. And then we go with the dry mustard. 2 tablespoons of the dry mustard. And then a handful of salt, but it's like less than 1/4 cup of salt. And that's our mix.
Half a gallon of water.
And a half a gallon of water. Okay, there's our mixture. And you have to pour enough so that all the peppers are covered. And then we put a big dish on top with some weight, so it submerges the peppers under all the mixture. And that's good, those are all covered. Now Mom will get the plate. You get a plate or anything flat, a flat dish.
Has to be glass or ceramic.
Has to be glass, yeah, or ceramic, can't be plastic. And then We just use our water bottles that we emptied. You fill them up halfway, just for weight, on top of the plate, and that holds the peppers submerged under.
It's okay if some peppers float.
Yeah, a few peppers are going to float. But they're still in the mixture, so they're already saturated. And then there goes the other weight with water in there, and that's it.
Wait.
And then all we do now, when we're done, is we cover each one with a towel, so no bugs or dirt or dust or nothing could get in them. And that's it. Then 36 hours from now, we come down and then we'll show that process also. Even if you use new jars, they should always be washed. You wash them real good, use the brush, clean them out, and then you rinse them in hot water. That's the critical point with washing the bottles, is you got to make sure you super duper rinse them all out so they're nice and clean. This is canning day. Now these are some of the items that we're going to be needing for the finishing touches. We have the jars over here. We have the pot of peppers that we're going to drain, and we have a drainer and put it in a strainer. And we have the other strainer and drainer.
Now you're just confusing everything. All right, so let's go through the process.
Okay, so this is a process. We drain all the peppers. We do it through a strainer. Okay. We keep most of the seeds out, but some seeds are good in the peppers. But this, we try to get out the vinegar and the water process. We don't want them super dry, but you want them just a little bit moist. So then the flavors will all come together, and that's the reason our process. If you wait for 2-3 months to eat these, that's when they become perfect. You have no vinegar taste or nothing. It's just the taste of the recipe that we have.
My eyes are watering. It'll start making you cough.
I know.
I think
Is that what it does?
Yeah.
'Cause I can.
It's easier. Go ahead.
I already felt it just standing over
Okay, that's
there.
all.
They just need to go.
I know. I can.
Yes.
Teresa's salad
I think that's good
spinner.
because even
You have to
underneath-
make sure you have
There
this
hasn't been
kind of a
just one
strainer to
drop.
catch your
That's
seeds
perfect.
Yeah.
so they don't go down your drain.
So actually,
So you want to keep the seeds.
you're in there.
Yeah,
Next thing
yeah,
we do is
we'll
open
keep
it.
seeds in. All right, Tree, get closer, please.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Now you can see the peppers are all drying and we're draining them. Our next step will be to put them in a bowl, make our mixture, and we're going to do canning. Now as you can see, the texture of these peppers, they're kind of thin, so they go good on sandwiches, pizza, or macaroni. In the old days, my dad, Mom, and Pat and I, we used to sit downstairs and grab each individual pepper and slice a half-inch slices. We were there for hours and hours. This is a lot easier, young people.
With our gadgets.
The gadgets.
You're saying these are good now?
What are you doing over there, hon?
I'm just trying to smush
I want
out
you to
the
grab a
water.
handful and squeeze and see.
Trying to get a little more.
A little more juice up.
And then you can dump it right in the bowl.
So possibly more than 6 pumps, but not.
Yeah, we're going to do 8 pumps.
Okay.
8 pumps would be good.
Um,
Because you see how much, even with them squeezing just in
watch
here.
them. See if.
See what I mean? Perfect. Good.
Okay, after it's pressed, you mix in oregano. Enough for color, but not too much because it makes it bitter.
Mom.
You lightly sprinkle salt. How much is lightly? 2 tablespoons sugar, maybe little more.
Italian recipes. That's really good.
But this is a little more oregano.
1 jar. That lasts a year till we come back.
Girl,
Good tree.
Oh, okay.
Tree wants to mix.
Now wait, no, not yet.
Oh,
Let me do sugar.
And lightly sprinkled salt.
And salt.
Yeah.
Lightly salt.
I will, but I was gonna show Joey first.
Okay.
Light
And then
salt.
come around.
Okay, light salt. Okay.
Okay, that's
Alright.
enough salt.
2
Right.
tablespoons of sugar.
So I'll do one here and then we'll stir.
Yeah, but you said that's for a half bushel,
yeah.
so you need to do 4.
One last mix. There you go. That's for good luck.
Yeah, the sugar is important. They just changed that whole taste. It's not so sweet and sour.
Sure, I'm not good at spicy, but I like them.
There's spice.
Next step, what we're doing right now is we're making the mix for the canning process. We're starting out with our pure vegetable oil, and we're going to add our dry mustard, and we're going to stir it up and mix it up, and we'll be ready to start our canning process.
Now, we've used different oils before, but we like this brand because this is the brand that seems to work best with the peppers. And don't use olive oil
Yeah.
on this recipe at all. 'cause
Just
that's
too heavy.
not- it's
It was just too heavy.
Okay.
Do 4.5
Got it.
to 6 quarts of oil.
Tina, you're gonna have to get him one of those circus props.
A giant whisk will be plenty.
You want to stir it with the big spoon?
We have a little assembly line. Over here, Teresa and Serena are putting peppers in there. We're not a hard
How
tap.
high?
What?
How high for the peppers? 1 more scoop?
One more scoop.
Like that?
And they're sending them over to us, and Tina's putting the oil in.
So you're doing half pepper
Do a
spice.
half, yeah, half a jar of peppers, and put half a jar and put some oil in it. We'll
And
send it back to them.
what does the butter knife do?
Butter knife takes out air bubbles.
Okay,
And
so
we
then
don't-
after you halfway,
Yeah, you always kind of loosen them around like this, just get air bubbles out.
okay.
You know, don't pack them, but just loosen it. And then it came back to us from them.
What's she
Put the
doing?
rest of peppers, and she's covering it to oil up to here. And this way the peppers are all covered. And she'll get the butter knife again.
Okay.
So that's all, just like that.
All right.
We'll put it off to the side. We will put more oil on this.
Okay.
Okay, now we top them off with oil. I'll do the first one and the girls take over. We want them all covered
Yes.
with oil.
Okay. This will be our supper for the lunch. Okay, everyone, you see we're all done with the process. A couple things that we wanted to add to that. This is all oil-based pepper. You see, you don't have to boil them to process them or not. All you do is secure the lid on them tight. And they do not need to be refrigerated after opening. You can just keep it in a cool place, in a cool cupboard or in the pantry. We finally got them all put up and ready to go. Now we just got to let them set their process. In a couple months, that's when their flavor is the best. And you see the color, how pretty they look. That's why we usually wait towards the end of the month, because you get the yellow and the orange and the red peppers, and they're just a little bit more mature, but it makes more presentable. This is something we've done since I was probably 8 years old that I remember. My parents and grandparents always did it. And these are oil-based peppers. They're not vinegar, these are oil. And it's just been a family favorite. And we put them on everything. They go great on sandwiches, on pizza. Believe it or not, we put it on always on our venison when we cook it. It goes good with the steaks and the back straps. It's really good. We really enjoy the taste. It's just a different taste maybe. And we think you might really enjoy it and like it. So if you decide to try the recipe, good luck. And if you can, add a comment, see if you like them. Thanks.